Good afternoon. It's Argon Steel coming at you from Live 365, a web radio show. We have George holding on line one. Go ahead, George.
Hi. I guess last week I gave you a post about I was dating an Asian lady, and more things have happened since that last post.
Well, we need to get the listeners up to speed. Give me a real short version of your background and how old she is, the circumstances under which you met, what happened, and then bring us up to date. But make it real short.
Okay. I'm 44. I work as an engineer. And I met her at one of those Match Live events. That's something that Match.com puts on, and people... This was like a wine tasting thing, and I met her over there. And we went to a coffee date, and then after that we went to the movies, and then last week, I took her for one of these Hollywood tour things. And it was kind of a little bit more expensive than what I thought, and then she tried to pay for part of it, and I said no. And then after the date was over, she wanted to take me out for dinner, and I said no on that. And then I finally ended the date. I said, I'm kind of uncomfortable about not taking you home. I have to take you to your business, pick you up at your business, take you back where your business is. And this was on a Sunday we were doing this, So I didn't know whether to date her again or not, and I finally decided to call her up and go out again. And I wanted to take her to the movies, and she said no, she wanted to go to dancing instead, and she gave me the name of the place, and I couldn't find it, and we went back and forth, and it turned out it was Alpine Village. So we met over there on Friday night, and when I made the date, I didn't realize it was on Valentine's Day. So I kind of screwed up, and I took her out on Valentine's Day, and she showed up about a half an hour late, and she seemed like she was kind of nervous, and then she had a drink, and then it seemed like things were okay at the end of the date. And then I was going to walk her out to her car, and she said, no, she says, take me over to your car, and then we'll drive over to mine. And I thought that was kind of odd. I just did it, And before she gets out of the car to get into her car, she says, oh, this is for you. And she gives me a little gift. It looked like one of those little chocolate boxes, just a small one. And so I said, thank you. I said, I'm sorry I didn't bring you anything. And she said, that's okay. And she got in her car and drove off. And I came home and I put the box on the coffee table. And I didn't open it till Saturday. And when I did, I found out it was a wristwatch. And I don't think it's an expensive one. It looks like it's maybe a lower end one, but still, it's it's something that means like, to me, it means like she wants to be a girlfriend. And I think I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here because I've only been out on 4 dates with her, and I've never been out on anybody with 4 dates before. I've only been out on 2 dates at most with somebody, and now it's kind of getting sticky. Like she wants. I don't know if she wants to get serious or whether she's just being nice or what. And
okay.
I want to tell her that.
Wait a minute. Let's calm down here now.
Okay.
I think you're doing great, George, because you didn't have that much experience, and I think this is good. What's happening is good. It may seem like you want to jump ahead and try not to make her your girlfriend. And where is she on the scale 1 to 10? 10 being your dream girl and 1 being Oprah?
I think she's maybe 7 or 8.
Okay, well that's good to hear that. And what does Asian have to do with anything? You keep mentioning that she's Asian. What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. I guess because in the back of my mind, like my mom would want me to date a Caucasian lady.
Yeah.
Or woman.
My mother sure wouldn't.
Huh?
My mother sure wouldn't like it that Joanne's a Mexican and Kim was black and the girl before that was a Hapa Holly. She would have spun in her crematorium.
Yeah. Well, I
okay.
guess this is it's been drilled into me like ever since I was a little kid.
That's all right. I just need to know what's going on here with this Asian stuff. All right. So now, let me tell you what I think, George. I think you're doing great.
All right.
And I think if she wants to be your girlfriend, I think you need a girlfriend.
Okay.
And I think you should be down there with Kurt and the other Men of Steel Balls lighting candles to the surf god that that you do have a chance to have a girlfriend. And don't try to do any of this advanced Men of Steel Balls stuff about keeping her at a distance.
Well, what I was going to tell her was I wanted to call her up tonight. I haven't talked to her
since
yet about this. I wanted to call her and tell her that I was going to keep the watch and everything. And I want to tell her that I want to keep dating her, but that I don't want to get too serious just yet.
No, I don't want you to do that. I want you to keep your mouth shut.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay. Did you listen to the show last week?
I missed the show. Most of that show was on when I'm at work.
Okay, well, it's my website.
Okay.
It's steelballs.com.
Is that the February 12th show?
I believe.
Okay.
And we had some guys on there that want to discuss where this relationship is going with women. And most of them were, one guy he wants to break the relationship off, but he wants to talk about it, and unless it changes, he wants to break it off. Another guy, yada, 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 yada. So basically, women do not discuss relationships. They understand action. Mm-hmm. And since you're an engineer, you believe that you can explain something to a human being and they would understand it, and that they would behave based on some principles that you explain to them. The trouble is this human being is a female, and the female brain is not constructed like a male brain. It's literally different. And so they don't work the way we work. They understand what men do. They don't pay much attention to what men say.
Right.
And Kurt, who called right before Joanna's car was leaking gasoline, has been behaving like a boyfriend, and he wonders why she says to him, if you go out with anybody else, we're going to have some big problems. You haven't been behaving like a boyfriend, and she wants to make you her boyfriend. And I say that's good.
Right.
From where you're starting, I think a girlfriend is perfectly okay. And that's your mother's dead, right?
Yeah, 2 years.
Okay, so she's not going to find out that you're out with an Asian. And you're not going to have to worry about that. I know it makes you feel weird and all that stuff, but that's too bad.
Well, I like her anyway. She has a nice personality.
Good.
And she did get angry last week when I was talking about, not picking her up at home and everything. But she hasn't said. There's plenty of places she could have criticized me, and she's absolutely said nothing. So I'm happy with the way she's behaved.
Okay, now I'm going to warn you a little further. I don't want you to complain about anything. I want you to just take what the good Lord's given you here and make the best of it. If she wants to meet you at the LA train station, then you go down there and you meet her at the LA train station. I don't know what's going on, why she wants to meet you at the business, but it's really not important. What's important is that you get some more dating experience and you get to go out on dates and you learn how to relax and behave in public and all that stuff, which is brand new to you.
Yeah.
And I say, this is good. This is great. Just keep doing it. And you need to verbalize, say, I really appreciate that watch you gave me. I never expected anything like that. I'm truly touched. This has to be your words. I would be truly touched. Here I am, a guy who hasn't ever been out with a woman more than twice in my life, and you're giving me a wristwatch. I would be just happy as a pig in shit, so to speak.
Yeah, I was really amazed when I opened the box and I saw that in there. I couldn't believe it.
Okay, and so you need to express. Women like this when you share with them the emotions you feel about anything. So you say, Debbie, I got so excited with that watch, I was just shocked. I thought it was going to be a couple little pieces of chocolate. But I'm just tickled as I can be. I'm so happy, I don't know what to say. Really, thank you very much. And then I want you to buy her something that you think she would like. You've looked at her, you see the kind of jewelry she likes, you see the kind of clothes, shoes, whatever. I would like it if you could go out and buy something that's less than $100 that you think she would like. Mm-hmm. All right? And then you say, I wish I would have had my act together and had this for you on Valentine's, but here is something that I hope you like, and give it to her.
Okay.
And let's keep this thing moving down the road, and you need to share with her at some point that you haven't had much experience. Now, this is very difficult.
I think she knows that already.
Okay, well, that's fine, but she's going to start asking you some very tough questions pretty soon.
Uh-huh.
And you need to figure out what you're going to say. And what are you going to say if she says, have you ever been to a prostitute? What are you going to say?
Maybe I should say something like, I don't want to discuss my sex life or anything.
No, can't do that. You have to answer the question. You have to be diplomatically honest. But you better start working on your answer to that one. And you better start working on your answer to this question, too, which is probably going to come before that one.
Uh-huh.
What's going to come before that one is, why aren't you married? How old are you, 44?
44.
What are you going to say to that?
You know, I asked somebody, it was somebody else that I was talking to a while ago, and I asked him, I said, why aren't you married? He said, well, it just didn't happen. And I thought, what am I going to say to that? You know, it just didn't happen. So I don't know if that's a good answer or not. But if somebody did ask me that, that's what would come out.
Okay, well, we have a list here, and we have 3 young women on it. I would like it if you would put up there that I've been talking with Don on the radio, and he says that I should keep going out with this woman, and if she wants to be my girlfriend, by God, she's going to be my girlfriend, and I'm worried to death about answering the question, why haven't you been married?
Mm-hmm.
And because what women think is that there's something drastically wrong with you if you haven't been married.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to put that fear at rest. And at 44, it's a lot more difficult than it is at 34 to put it to rest. So I would like you to work on your answer. You have to tell the truth. And what is the truth? Just between you and me, what is the truth? And we'll try to make it diplomatic. Why aren't you married, George?
I guess because I just haven't dated enough women. I never got any, I never got past maybe just a couple of dates, and I really don't have any experience with anybody. So,
well, you mean you're 40? I'm going to play the woman's part now. You mean you're 44 and you've never been out on a date?
Well, maybe like just a couple of dates, and that's about it.
What do? You mean you've never had a girlfriend?
I know you have me nailed right now.
No, Joanna and I were training a couple of young women yesterday for the upcoming workshop, and Joanna went through what she did with Eric, who was a 26-year-old virgin, and she told him, you got to tell the truth, because as soon as you start lying or making excuses, she's going to think there's something really bad. And there's nothing wrong with being inexperienced and nothing wrong with being a virgin. There's nothing wrong with that. Women are willing to put up with just about anything if they like you and you tell the truth. So we've got to find a diplomatic way of saying it. And can you tell me why you didn't have any girlfriends in high school? Just you and me. It's between you and me, not between you and your... What's this woman's first name, by the way?
Faye.
Faye. Okay, between you and Faye, we need to get you ready for this because it's coming. So that's why I'm here. So tell me the truth. Why didn't you have a girlfriend in high school?
It was because when I was in junior high school, I was a figure skater, and then kids picked on me.
Right.
And then I didn't want to be friends with anybody in high school, so I never talked to any of the guys or the gals or anything else. I just kind of did my own thing with ice skating, and my parents were afraid that I would get into some kind of problem with teenage pregnancy and everything else. So I was discouraged. I didn't want to get involved with other kids, and I was discouraged from dating and everything. So
okay,
that's why that never happened.
Okay, we can find a shorter way to handle that. And why didn't you have a girlfriend in college?
I guess because I was kind of shy, and I did ask a couple out, and they said no, and it hurt my feelings, and so I just I didn't know how to approach them or anything, and how to ask them out, and I was afraid I was going to get hurt.
Mm-hmm. And so you graduated from college at 25.
24.
All right, so that's about 20 years ago. Why don't you?
I know. It kind of just drifted and snowballed from that, and it just never happened.
No. You basically were scared to ask women, or you didn't know how, or
I didn't know how, and I didn't know how to ask them, and I was afraid to ask them, and it was intimidating to me, and I just didn't know what to do.
Well, the few dates that you did have, how did you pull those off? How did you manage to get someone to go out with you a couple of times or even once? What did you do?
I guess because now I'm a little bit older, I know how to talk to people a little bit better, and I've been listening to the radio show and reading the books a little bit, and a lot of times when I go out to places now, I don't care what happens because I can just walk away and I'll never see them again.
No, well, good. That's good. Okay, so as best you can, I'm going to see if the webmaster can get this show up. I doubt it. Let's see, what day is today? Today is Monday. I think he put the Wednesday show up. No, so this one won't go up. Probably the Wednesday show will go up. But as best you can, George, summarize what we talked about here. And then, so this can be a long post. I normally don't like long posts, but try to elicit the help of everybody on the list, and I will personally ask the young women if they can help you. Don't you ask them, because that's against the rules.
Right.
And just simply say, Dawn asked me to ask everyone for some help on the upcoming questions. Why aren't you married? And then I'm going to say, well, because I don't know how to go out on a date. I have never been able to go out on dates. Why not? And then I have to explain high school, why I didn't get along in high school, why I didn't get along in college, and what I've been doing for the past 20 years. Because women are going to think there's something wrong with me, and that all that's wrong with me is I'm shy, and I was brainwashed by my parents when I was young, and I need to figure out some tactful way of saying this. I need everybody's help. And then give us your best shot at being tactful, keeping it to the point, and telling the truth. You give us your shot, and then we have Mike from Seattle, who was 31 years old, and before he ever even got to go out with anybody, and Eric, Gary, we just have a ton of guys that are going to be willing to help you here.
All right.
And this is a problem like any engineering problem. It has a solution, and it may be a while till we get the words right, but then we're going to have to deal with the prostitute thing and come up with a diplomatic way of saying that. And we'll come up with something, I guarantee you. And you're coming to the workshop, right?
Yeah, I signed up for it.
Okay, so you're going to have 4 or 5 or 6 young women. All is not lost. Just hang in there. We are going to help you, and I am so happy to hear that she bought you that watch, and I want you to reciprocate in kind with something, but it has to be something you see about her. So when you buy her something, it's not what you like, it's what you think, based on what you've seen, that you think she will like. And do you wear a watch? Why did she buy you a watch, do you think?
Well, I'm looking at this one, and it looks like it's shot, and it's one of these, I guess the band is one of these wraparounds with a Velcro on there, and it really doesn't look, it's one of these sporty watches. It's not really a business type watch. So the one she got me looks, it's like the ones you talk about buying in your video. Like it's gold and it has a black face on it.
So she's probably saying to you, you got a shitty watch.
Yeah, that's what I think.
She's trying to help you out. She's trying to help you out.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, that's good. Then she really is paying attention. All right, so now you need to see something about her. I don't know what kind of earrings she wears, or what kind of glasses she has, or bracelets, or watches, or rings, or whatever. But you need to think about it, and you need to get your ass tonight. Go out to the shopping centers, and go in the stores and start looking for something for her. And then I want you to call her tomorrow and say, I have a surprise for you. I'd like to get together for lunch. Okay.
Do you think tomorrow would be too late, because we went out on Friday night?
No, you ought to call her tonight.
Okay.
And say, I have a surprise. I'd like to meet you for lunch tomorrow. How does that sound? And And
I can't meet her for lunch.
You can't?
No, I work. I just can't leave.
Okay, so then right after work, then you say, I'd like to meet you right after work. I've got a surprise for you. How does that sound?
Uh-huh.
And see what she says. And if she says, well, I can't see you till 6, say, well, that's fine. Let's get together and pick some place close to where it's easy for her to get to. Make this easy for her.
All right.
And make it kind of easy for yourself, too. And is your apartment clean and neat?
My place, well, it could use a little work, but...
Well, I mean, what's a little work?
A lot of work.
What does that mean?
A couple of hours.
Get your ass in gear then. Okay. Turn off the TV, turn off the radio, and get that apartment cleaned up. Get everything carried out of there. Get your sheets washed. This may be the beginning of something important.
Well, I don't know if she'll come over to my place.
I don't want you to ask her. For Christ's sake, no, don't ask her. No. But women have a way of deciding when the time comes, and your place better be ready.
Oh, okay.
So
this is just in case then. All right.
Yeah, and the car better look good, too.
Yeah, the car looks all right.
All right. And you better have that watch on when you meet her.
I think I'll put it on right now.
Yeah, don't forget that. Okay. Now, before you get on the list, get the apartment clean. I don't want to see a post from you until 7:30, all right?
It'll probably be later than that.
The apartment's that bad?
Well, you want me to clean the place up and go buy the jewelry and everything, right?
No, yes. I'd rather you do that than post.
Okay.
We'll deal with the why aren't you married tomorrow. But for Christ's sake, get the apartment clean now while you have some energy. Throw out everything that you don't use. Everything. And I mean everything. Get as much junk out of there as you possibly can.
All right.
Clean sheets, mandatory. Clean bathroom. Boy, a dirty bathroom is just like, it just ruins everything. So, spotless bathroom. All the dirty clothes are away. The bed's nicely made. All the junk's away in the kitchen. If there's any junk in the house, throw it out. Don't even have it around. Just get rid of it. All right. Good for you, George. I'm very happy to hear this. I'm grinning. This is wonderful. I'm glad. Good for you. And what is this event you went to? We need to get some more guys to go to this, whatever the hell this is, where you can get to see people.
It's from Match.com. They have these events called Match Live.
Oh.
And the one I went to was a wine tasting.
And how much is it?
It was, if you become a member, it's $20, and if you decide not to, it's $35.
Okay. And you have to have your ad up on Match.com to go?
I have an ad there, but I think you might be able to just join this Match Live without having an ad.
Okay, well, when you put your post up, write yourself some notes. I want you to tell people about this.
How to do it? Yeah, okay.
Because this sounds like something a lot better than dealing with a lot of email. Sounds like actually.
What I liked about it was when I went to this particular event.
Mm-hmm.
The day before I went, I looked at it, and it said that there were tickets available.
Uh-huh.
But there were no female tickets left.
Wow.
So I didn't bother buying a ticket. I just showed up there at the door.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear it was like 5 females to every male.
Jesus.
And I talked to at least half a dozen different women. This particular event was for people over 40.
That's great.
And,
Jesus.
All the women I talked to were older than I was.
That doesn't make any difference. I'm glad Jesus, this is great. This is great. This is better than that stupid 7-minute dating or whatever that is. This is great. All right, put that on the list, too. But get the apartment clean. Get your ass out there into the malls tonight. Shouldn't be too bad tonight. There was no traffic on the freeway, so have a nice time, and God bless. Good for you, my friend. You've come a very long way in very short order. I'm very happy.
I have come a long way. I mean, a month and a half ago, I wasn't seeing anybody, and now I'm calling you with all these little problems I have.
Yeah, isn't that nice? I'm glad you have this problem, and I'm glad that your karma has come around, and she's bought you a nice watch. That's wonderful. That's just wonderful.
Well, thanks, Todd. I appreciate your help and everything, and I'll follow your advice, and I'll keep in touch.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, George.
Pardon?
When you're out there, I want you to go to the cologne counter at whatever mall you're in. At the expensive men's cologne counter, I want you to buy something called Cool Water.
Cool Water.
Yeah. And just buy the smallest bottle you can get. Or you can go to some of the malls. They have those places where you can buy the miniatures.
I just bought a bottle of Hugo.
That's fine. All right, good. That's enough.
Okay.
Make sure you have that on when you see her tomorrow or whenever you give her this watch. Make sure you have that stuff on.
Okay.
All right, that's all I want to make sure. Good for you. Good for you.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Don.
Bye-bye. Oh, God, that just makes me smile and grin from ear to ear. That is just absolutely wonderful. This poor guy has come further faster than anybody I've ever worked with. And he got on this list and screwed up in every possible way. Couldn't get his email right, couldn't do anything, and I just thought, oh, goodness, I've got my hands full now. And I've been just patient as I can be, and look at this. The guy has never been on a date, and he's been out with us two times max, screwed up teenage, whacked out parents, and all this other crap he mentioned there, and scared to death of getting hurt, and here he is, 44 years old, and he's got a chance for a girlfriend. This is just great. Excellent. God almighty, God bless you, George. And he had the balls to sign up for the workshop, and he had the balls to call the radio show. This is fantastic. If you're out there and you're in a similar situation with George, I'm telling you, you can do it too. If George can do it, so can you.